If you know anything about Cairo, Illinois, you already know the backdrop to this story. This is a city with a history of racial terror, economic abandonment, and a court system that has never treated Black lives as lives worth protecting. We did not go into this process blind. We knew where we were. What we held on to was the belief that the law would be bigger than the place. The judge on JR's case put it in his own writing that the law supported bringing him home. He held the case waiting on the Illinois Supreme Court. They ruled in JR's favor. Another young man in the same legal position walked out of prison on April 26, 2024. 27 days later, the same judge denied JR. We told ourselves there had to be a reason. Then on September 7, 2024, Judge Thurston posted on Facebook calling 3 teenage minority males trash. Children with no record, no history, nothing. That post was not a surprise to anyone who knows Cairo. It was confirmation. JR has a clemency petition in front of the governor right now. We're not asking for a favor. We're asking for what the law already said he deserved before Cairo judge with a documented bias got in the way. We're asking the governor to see the city for what it is and to be bigger than it. JR needs to come home now.
At the very bottom of Illinois, the state narrows to a point like it's trying to leave. 2 rivers meet here, 2 currents, 2 histories. Cairo wasn't built on one story, it was built on collision. In the 1950s and 60s, Cairo was a majority Black town, yet power didn't live where the people lived. The jobs didn't, the courts didn't, the police didn't. And when a place runs on imbalance long enough, it starts to feel normal. In July of 1967, a young Black soldier, Private Robert Hunt, was found dead in a Cairo jail cell. Officials called it suicide, but many Black residents didn't believe it. The city erupted, the National Guard came, and Cairo entered a new era, one where civil rights and public order became enemies in the same small streets. This wasn't a movement. Cairo's unrest didn't end in one weekend. It stretched year after year into the early 1970s. When the country thinks about civil rights conflicts, it imagines Birmingham, Selma, Chicago. But Cairo carried its own version. Smaller, tighter, more personal. People formed to defend their side of town. Some wore uniforms, some did not. And the question Cairo kept asking quietly, then loud, was this: who does the system protect? Because once a community believes the system has chosen a side, the courthouse stops being a place of truth. It becomes a place of outcomes. By the 1980s and 90s, Cairo was collapsing economically, socially, demographically. Buildings emptied, businesses left, and people scattered. But the institutions stayed: the police, the prosecutor's office, the courts. And in towns like this, institutions just don't enforce the laws. They enforce memory. In 1997, that memory met a young man named Cleodious Schoffner Jr., also known as JR. The state would later say he was responsible for a crime that left 2 people dead. But what was undisputed, even in the reportings decades later, is this: JR did not physically kill anyone, and yet he received a natural life sentence under Illinois broad accountability theory.
what were some of the things that she told you?
If it wasn't for Cleodious, she'd be dead.
Mm-hmm. Did she have any specific examples of that?
She said that Cleodious was yelling at Glenn, saying, "Stop, stop."
Mm-hmm. Now, did she tell you? Did Cleodious have any actual hands in that?
He had no hands in it. He did no shooting. He did no stabbing.
That sentence wouldn't be handed down the same way today. But in 1998, this system still moved like it always had. Quickly, confidently, and with very little patience for nuance. Supporters of JR now allege they have uncovered evidence that the jury process in his case was not simply biased in spirit, but manipulated in practice, claiming that the jury clerk and her sister packed the jury. If true, this isn't just unfair. That is a system choosing its verdict before the trial begins. And now, the story has moved from Cairo Street to Illinois' seat of power, where families, advocates, and supporters have demanded the state to look again. On April 28, 2025, supporters rallied at the Illinois State Capitol, insisting that JR's case is not only about one trial, but about what happens when a community's old habits become a courtroom's normal. In early 2025, Capitol News Illinois and partners published new reportings that placed JR's case in a broader statewide issue. People sentenced to die in prison for crimes committed young, often under theories that treat the accomplice like a gunman. This documentary is not here to pretend the past is a whole explanation. It's here to show something more dangerous, how the past can become the default setting, and how, in a place like Cairo, Illinois, a young black man can walk into a courtroom in 1998 and face a system that has been rehearsing the same roles since long before he was born.